August. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right, this is one of my dreams. Like,
yeah, is it?
No, I told my wife I want to go to Canadian Rockies, I want to whatever all the sites, but everyone says this is
yeah. So that's
this would be very
so
nice.
this is like a big it's both our 65th around, I'm turning 65 in October, he's in August, our 40th anniversary and all those to make when
you need like an inner push, but it's something worthwhile. Good morning. Open a second at the beginning of Terumah, then we'll go to the Rambam Sefer HaMitzvot, then the Ramban. Let's go to the parasha. Begins with a command to collect the material to build the Mishkan. Okay, then look at 444 a second. Then pasuk Chetet ve'asu li mikdash v'shachanti betocham. We're going to focus in a minute. This is the mitzvah that the Rambam mentioned in Yad HaChazakah, the mitzvah to build the Mishkan. Okay? ככל אשר אני מראה אותך את תבנית המשכן ואת תבנית כל כליו, וכן תעשו. Later we'll see מחלוקת רש"י and Ramban on that. But first, וכן תעשו for generations. Look carefully what we have now. ועשו ארון עצי שיטים. We have the measurement of the Aron is pasuk Yud. Yes? Then pasuk, go to 448 Eli. Pasuk Chav Gimal ve'asita shulchan. The measurement of the shulchan, how to make the shulchan. 450. Ve'asita menorat zahav ta'or. So we have the Aron, we have the shulchan, we have the menorah. Then on 452, the beginning of Perek 26, we had Hamishkan Ta'aseh. Now we are going to the measurements of the Mishkan, yes? Are those separate mitzvot, or the Aron, the Shulchan, and the Menorah are part of the mitzvah of Asuli Mikdash or not? So first, let's look in the Rambam here, Sefer HaMitzvot. Go to Sefer HaMitzvot, Mitzvah Chaf. Mitzvah Chaf. Look carefully what the Rambam is saying. I'm just opening that one. Look at Mitzvah Chaf, how the Rambam is defining. The Rambam is asking a strong question in the middle. Mitzvah 20, Mitzvah 20. Okay, no, look a second at the cover. Yeah, look a second at the cover.
No, I know that.
The cover tells you this is Sefer HaMitzvot.
No, that I got. Here, how do
look second. In the beginning, we have the Shorashim. Shorashim means the rules for Sefer HaMitzvot. So you always skip the Shorashim. I mean, you need half a year to learn every day. This is the Shorashim. Right after the Shorashim, it starts the Mitzvot. You understand?
Okay.
So the Shorashim basically are the rules where the Rambam and the Ramban fits into the category of mitzvot. This is why the Ramban has. So look at Mitzvah Chaf. Says the Rambam Mitzvah Chaf and Sefer HaMitzvot. והמצווה 20 שציוונו לבנות בית עבודה, yes? חף, מצווה 20, it's called מצווה 20. בו יהיה ההקרבה והעברת האש תמיד. מצוות עשה, חף. So the same way he said in הלכות בית הבחירה, the purpose of the מקדש is קורבנות, אש תמיד. Then ואליו יהיה ההליכה, והעלייה לרגל והקיבוץ בכל שנה. Exactly as they said in the beginning of בית הבחירה, that in addition of the korbanot, we have to come the 3 times a year. Fine. והוא אומרו יתעלה, the Rambam again is listing the source, the פסוקים, והוא אומרו יתעלה, ריש פרשת תרומה, ועשו לי מקדש. Okay. Now he brings בלשון ספרי פרשת ראה, 3 מצוות נצטוו ישראל בשעת כניסתם לארץ, למנות להם מלך ולבנות להם בית הבחירה ולהכריז זרעו של עמלק. Why does he bring it? He had already a פסוק. הנה התבאר שבניין בית הבחירה מצווה בפני עצמה. He's only quoting the ספרי. In addition to the pasuk ועשו לי מקדש, there's an ongoing mitzvah of having בית המקדש. Now listen carefully what the Rambam is answering indirectly, and then the Rambam is asking a question. וכבר ביארנו ריש שורש י"ב, you see like שורש, שורשים are the rules, what is listed מצוות or not, כבר ביארנו ריש שורש י"ב, שזה הכלל הוא כולל חלקים, which means the rule of building the mikdash has subtitles, which means there are other items that are included. ושהמנורה והשולחן והמזבח וזולתם כולם יהיו מחלקי המקדש.
So it's one mitzvah.
Correct. Yes?
All of it.
Understand the Rambam is saying it's not a separate mitzvah, even though the Torah says v'asu v'asu. The mitzvah is mikdash. Mikdash means
encompasses
correct
everything else.
the structure, plus, as we saw before, the Aron, the Shulchan, the Menorah. Now the Rambam has a problem. Put the Rambam down a minute. Put the Rambam down a minute. Open the Chumash in Perashat Yitro. Open the Chumash in Perashat Yitro. Right after Matan Torah, remember Matan Torah that we read in Aseret HaDibrot was only what the Jewish people heard. Then the day after Kippur, yes, right after Matan Torah, look a second, by you it's page 414, Larry, by you it's Perek Chaf. Perek Chaf, Pasuk 21. Chaf 21. Please remember that Parashat Yitro is Aseret HaDibrot, correct? Binyan Beit HaMikdash, we just read this in Parashat Terumah, correct? Then suddenly after Matan Torah, in the chapter, Mizbach Adama Ta'aseh Li, וזבחת עליו את עולותיך ואת שלמיך ואת צונך ואת בקריך בכל מקום אשר אזכיר את שמי אבוא אליך וברכתיך. And if it's מזבח הבנים, what is this mitzvah doing in Parashat Yitro? If the Rambam is telling us here in Perashat Terumah, the Torah is giving me a general mitzvah, build the Beit HaMikdash, the structure, plus Aron, Menorah, Shulchan. Why is the Mizbeach here? Go back now to Sefer HaMitzvot. Look at the Rambam.
We know the Mizbeach is separate though, that they were able to bring korbanot without.
Oh,
we saw by Sheni.
Very good.
They brought the
Eli.
Mizbeach
Eli says, the Torah is hinting to me that the mitzvah of korbanot, right,
It's not
can be
on,
fulfilled
they used to do it
separate. Look, very good. So look at the Rambam. Go back to the Sefer HaMitzvot, Mitzvah Chaf. Omnam. You see where we stopped before?
Yeah.
So remember, after the Rambam told us that the mitzvah is to erect a structure, encompasses other items. Omnam. אומרו במזבח עם פרשת יתרו, מזבח אדמה תעשה לי, שיחשב הכתוב הזה שהוא מצווה בפני עצמה. It seems this is not part of the בית המקדש, it's a מצווה by itself, it's written, yes? חוץ ממצוות מקדש, says the Rambam, העניין בו, כמו שאספר לך, אוקיי? אולם, פשטי דקרא, הינהו, מדבר בשעת היתר הבמות. Remember, when the Jewish people crossed the Jordan River for 14 years, they were permitted to build private altars. So is in the 57 years. הנה הוא מדבר בשעת היתר הבמות שהיה מותר לנו בזמן ההוא שנעשה מזבח אדמה בכל מקום ונקריב בו. וכבר אמרו עליהם השלום כי עניין זה הוא שציווה לבנות מזבח שיהיה מחובר בארץ. Okay, now it goes. So the Rambam is saying the reason why in Perashat Terumah we have a separate command for the Mizbeach is to hint to us that the Mizbeach is not connected necessarily to the Beit HaMikdash. It's possible to bring your own korban.
Well, that's not what I meant. Your own korban. I meant before the Bayit Sheni, they actually had the Mizbeach first. I think before they built the Beit HaMikdash Sheni, and they brought korbanot first, so they wasn't. The Mizbeach didn't need the Beit HaMikdash to be built.
Eli is saying that it didn't mean Davka the Bamot, which the Rambam is saying, but he's right anyway. And the Gemara says in Megillah that when they started to build the second Beit HaMikdash, first they built the Mizbeach. And on the Mizbeach, you can bring Korban Pesach or other Korban.
Right, without the Beit HaMikdash.
Correct. This is correct. But the Rambam is saying,
I see. Okay.
The Rambam is saying a little more than that. Now, if you're saying that, you bring a second Rambam Sefer Avodah. We have four. So Avodah Korban. Now I'm going to the chapter we saw last night in Perek Vav in Beit HaBechira. Say what Ilan said. Avodah Korbanot. We have four. Thank you. So go to Perek Vav Milchot Beit HaBechira.
Look on my phone.
David, look with him. Give it like what? Milchot Beit HaBechira. Yeah, no, this is important, but not for now. So look a second in the Rambam, Perek Vav Beit HaBechira. It's exactly what you like. This is what you meant. Even though the Rambam, no, your answer was correct. Look here, the Rambam says it openly. Perek Vav Alachat Tetvav. Perek Vav. It's on top of Milchot Beit HaBechira. It's the first. You have it said. It's the first topic after Perek Vav Alachat Tetvav. לפיכך מקריבים הקורבנות כולם, you went too far, the first topic, ספר עבודה, the first topic, much before, all the way in the beginning. הלכות בית HaBechira.
Next page.
Yeah, I got it.
No, 2 pages forward, the other way.
What? Okay.
הלכות בית HaBechira, פרק ו' הלכת ט"ו.
2 more pages. Okay. 1 more.
פרק ו' הלכת ט"ו. לפיכך, this is the question was, Sammy, in our parasha, Ba'asuli Mikdash, so the Rambam told us in mitzvah Chav, the mitzvah includes the menorah, the aron, and this. Says the Rambam, how come in Parashat Yitro, after Matan Torah, should have been written here, Kushach Hazakah Mod B'Pshat. Says the Rambam, the Torah is hinting to us, there are times that you can bring korbanot without Beit HaMikdash. So I said, when I said it, I said, it's a bamot, but Eli is right. Even in time of Beit HaMikdash, look now at look at Alachat Tetvav. Lefichach, what?
They used to do it in their own property, no?
When you did it in your own property, you became like the Kohen. You didn't have the special garments. But remember, this was only
Pesach Micha.
Pesach Micha was unfortunately Pesach. לפיכך, מקריבים הקורבנות כולם, the Rambam is talking 2024, yes? מקריבים הקורבנות כולם, אף על פי שאין שם בית בנוי. יודעים? Even if the full Beit HaMikdash is not built yet. In today's day and age, we cannot build the Beit HaMikdash, but assuming we can locate the exact site of the Beit HaMikdash, says the Rambam, אף על פי שאין שם בית בנוי, ואוכלים קודשי קודשים בכל העזרה, ואף על פי שהיא חרבה. Well, how do you know it? Maybe mitzvah of korbanot is connected directly to the bayit. Says the Rambam, says the Rambam, the reason why Mizbach Adama is written separate in Yitro is to hint exactly to that. There's mitzvah to bring korbanot, there's mitzvah livnot bayit. Of course, if you have bayit, the Mizbach is part of it, but כך אומר הרמב"ם.
What is this business about אף על פי שאין שם חומה?
No. He's talking about to eat. Look further. ואוכלים קודשים קלים ומעשר שני בכל ירושלים. This is מעשר שני. This is not the
Okay,
korban.
but what does the חומה have to do with it?
Oh, מעשר שני cannot be eaten in ירושלים unless it's ירושלים. What defines ירושלים? ירושלים has a wall. The same way that בית המקדש has the עזרה.
So then why אף על פי שאין חומה?
So the Rambam says, good, because the Kedusha that was injected in the time of the Olei, when they captured the land with Man Yoshua, remains forever. This is the Rambam. Now look at the next halacha 7. ולמה אני אומר במקדש וירושלים, שקדושה הראשונה, קדושתם לעתיד לבוא, which means, even though the land was destroyed and captured, but the Kedusha remains, yes? ובקדושת שאר ארץ ישראל העניין שביעית ומעשרות לא קדשה לעתיד לבוא, כפי שקדושת המקדש וירושלים מפני השכינה. The Rambam says even though the Choma is not there, but the Kedusha was there, but originally they had to build the Choma and to say here, from here to here it's Kadosh. The Rambam before that says, this Rambam,
I would think it is Kadosh because Har Moriah,
no. This is a spiritual Kedusha Adam and Noach. The halachic Kedusha, Kedushat HaMikdash, had to be. But this Rambam is, when in the 20s, when Britain took over Yerushalayim from the Turks, so some great rabbis in Yerushalayim said, maybe it's time to think about it. It was big.
Think about what?
To build the Mizbeach only. The Rambam tells you that this man is there. By the way, it's cute to see the original writings. So whoever answers back says, from far it looks to you like we can do whatever we want. He says under the British. He said the Muslims are still there, the Arabs are still there. But theoretically, everyone agrees. This is the famous Rambam. That theoretically speaking, we can build at least a Mizbeach to.
That's all we need now.
Exactly.
Rabbi Prague, can you fix the camera for a second, please?
Yes.
Please. Thank you.
No, but we'll give a class.
Pesach, somebody said.
נכון, אבל זה לא, אבל זה רק אם יהיה המזבח.
לא, בלי מזבח.
לא, אי אפשר. Because the Rambam says בפירוש, look a second, we go back, we're going back to the Rambam and the Rambam says, look a second, Sammy here. Look at פרק ב', go back to פרק ב'. בית המכירה ב'. המזבח מקומו מכוון ביותר, ואין משנים אותו ממקומו לעולם. This is the point. The Rambam says the exact measurements. To the point, look a second in הלכה ג' מידות המזבח, the measurements of the מזבח, מכוונות הרבה. בצורתו, exactly, the size, the shape, the height, is that, ידועה איש מאיש. ומזבח שבנו בני הגולה, those who came back in the time of Ezra, came like מזבח שעתיד להיבנות, ואין להוסיף על מידתו ולא לגרוע ממנו. ושלושה נביאים עלו עמהם מן הגולה. This is חגי, זכריה ומלאכי, the last 3 prophets. אחד העיד להם על מקום המזבח, one pointed out the exact location. ואחד העיד להם על מידותיו, the measurements. ואחד העיד להם שמקריבים על המזבח כל הקורבנות, אף על פי שיש שם בית. This is exactly like what you said, yes? When they started to, so what you said before, Korban Pesach, this is whoever told it you meant like this. One of the biggest problems we have, let's say we know the location, we build it. Each one of us is Tamei Met. So me and you and everyone are only by Korban Pesach permitted to bring it, even though we are Tamei, because Tumad Utra B'Tzibur.
Right.
But me and you cannot bring Korban Olah, Korban Chatat, or Korban Todah because I'm Tamei. So when the people talk always about Korban Pesach, this is the reason. One Korban that every Jewish man and woman in the world can bring, theoretically speaking, if we can build the Mizbeach, is Pesach.
So,
Other korbanot that we would bring is Tamid Shachar, Tamid Ben Arbaim, because this is Korban Tzibur, Korbanot Musaf and Shabbat, and the holidays. But private korbanot we cannot until we have a Efer Parah Adumah.
You don't need a Kohen to do the shechita, but you need him to do the blood.
This Rikav Be'elach.
So they don't say that you need the Kohen for that. Can you go on the Chazakah of the Kohen, or because actually we don't know for sure they're all Kohanim? Is that a problem?
I don't think that they have to be. They'll have to do a special research.
no, I don't think that's the issue, but so there's no
It's a big issue.
tomorrow, there's no
No.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
No. He's
Not the main issue.
Sammy's saying is.
Sammy killed me and the rabbi stuck up to me. Thank you.
No, Sammy said you were okay.
No, but what I said though.
בגלל המשפטים שופטים.
Yeah,
Sammy, go. Sammy, go ahead.
But if the Tamei is not a problem, Pesach,
No, it's only לגבי פסח, שתזכור.
לגבי Pesach.
Then קורבנות ציבור.
People that were old guy, broken leg, he needed Korban Pesach when the Beit Mikdash was allowed, was open.
Whoever was patur then is patur now also. I'm sure I'm talking about.
My friends are making a hariva right now.
Give Sammy the Rambam.
All right.
Sammy, this is just for you. This Rambam is for you.
We had a whole thing. It's okay to say Kohanim. What's the worst case? Kohanim, Rachal Batala. But in the other things.
Sam, go to Sefer Shoftim, all the way in the back, the book you just got.
You said that when Mashiach comes, he's going to point out the Kohanim.
And there was a guy dressed as a Kohen Gadol when I was there. I
He's
remember.
not going to point out the Mamzerim, but he's going to point out the Chalalim.
How was that a good memory? Good,
I
Open Rambam Sefer Shoftim. Sam, all the way in the back, Sam. Sefer Shoftim.
remember like it was yesterday. That's 40
Perek Yud Bet.
40 years ago.
The last page of the Rambam. Sam, Perek Yud Bet, Pasugim, the last page. Sam, look at the last page of the Rambam. Last page, let's go to the last page. Halacha Gimel, you have it? You have it there, מלחמות, מלאכים וכו'. בימי המלך המשיח, כשתתיישב מלכותו, when his kingdom is established, יתקבצו אליו כל ישראל, יתייחסו כולם על פיו ברוח הקודש שתברך עליו. He's going to say, you are from Yehuda, you are from Issachar, שנאמר, he brings the famous pasuk, וישב מצרף. Listen. Sam, listen good. ובני לוי מטהר תחילה, ואומר, זה מיוחס, this כהן, the towels, מיוחס, וזה מיוחס לוי, ודוחה את שאינם מיוחסים לישראל. You know this? Obviously, through the generations, but you realize what it means. It means, if a Jewish woman was raped 500 years ago, she happens to be the wife of a Kohen. She was embarrassed to tell her husband. All the three boys that she had afterward are Chalalim. But the father is getting out the as a Kohen. So he continues. I mean, can you imagine every generation, each one of them, this is what it means. Doesn't mean Stam you became a Kohen.
Oh, you're Kohen, but you're halal.
You're Halal. Halal is out. Halal is out as far as
Halal has to be the son.
Halal is to be
The son of the son.
Halal forever.
One son, first son.
First-
What first son?
All the
What do you mean?
sons.
The first son is halal.
All the generation
The
forever.
Kohen marries the divorcee, the first son's a halal.
This is divorcee, but
All
here,
that. She has
Zona.
kids after with that.
And
Yeah, it said first and on.
Sam.
All
Sam,
offspring
every-
thereafter,
Sam,
all
every-
offspring thereof.
Every married wife of a Kohen that once in her life, after she was married, she cheated on him once. She's Zona al Pidin. כל הילדים שלה.
No, worse.
All male offspring
Actually, it was
thereafter
worse.
would be
Let's say
halal.
she had a relationship with a boy before she got married and he was single.
Okay,
That's
then-
another
then-
story.
Okay, this is she's a Zona. I mean, go. Not with a Jew, she can have a hundred
College.
boyfriends, but if she had a boy
College.
one,
Rabbi, when he just said it, that creates halalim after? Good.
if a goy,
If
once
you
with
have
a goy.
relations with the boy,
Once before she got married, she was a Zona.
Single,
So
like
she-
a goy.
She's single,
What about the female offspring of that, those marriages? Do they have any
only
kids?
first
Yeah, that's what I'm
generation.
saying.
First
Only the
generation.
first is not, but the
It's
male.
scary,
So
right?
if she has a child
But this is
thereafter.
what the Rambam, no, but this is what the Rambam is. This is what the
How
Rambam,
about now, 2024?
this is what the Rambam is saying. הרי הוא אומר, הרי הוא אומר, you have enough Jews, but the 56 is, הרי הוא אומר, ויאמר התרשת להם, התרשת איזה עזרא. עד עמוד כהן לאורים ותומים. מנה למדת שברוח הקודש, תשמע טוב, שהם מתייחסים המוחזקים ומודים המיוחס. תקשיב, ואינו מייחס ישראל אלא לשבטיהם. But when it comes to ordinary Jews, שמודיע שזה משבט פלוני וזה שבט פלוני. אבל אינו אומר על זה שבחזקת כשרות זה ממזר וזה עבד. Why? שהדין, שמשפחה שנטמעה. אבל this is
What's the English mean?
no, נטמעה means if through the generations we forgot that he is a ממזר,
Let it go.
נטמע כמו להתבטל,
Batel b'shishim.
להתבטל ברוב, not בשישים, אבל להתבטל.
And what's a baby that the woman didn't go to Mikveh and she
זה
got
לא משנה, זה
זה פגום.
מידה, לא, he's talking about
no, not Kohen.
חללים. Now go
What is
set,
nitma? By the way, what does nitma'a mean?
נטמעה להיטמע זה כמו להתבטל.
Really nothing, I mean.
להיטמע,
No,
ט' מ' עין, נטמעים זה integrated, כן? Every
Assimilated, basically.
right, assimilated is
But in a much broader sense.
right, assimilated
In
is
a
a
much
religious
broader-
terminology.
Minimum.
נטמעה means this is it, you are part of Am Israel, your lineage here is forgotten. Now look a second now.
The rabbi even told us that they get a pigeon.
yeah?
Yeah, we had stories.
The minute you decide that is
You told us local situation of a woman, she the whole night. They did the ceremony without
a
benefit.
woman, אני מכיר, לא עכשיו. This is for
Look.
you need more time. No.
Sam wants spice.
It's amazing. An old Syrian man came to Racham Baruch, his son told me, says, my daughter married a boy. Unfortunately, the first baby is a boy. The grandfather wants to know, Kohen. Says to him, your son is Chayav b'pidyon haben. Your grandson. Why? The minute she marries a boy, she raised a connection to Kehuna. She is Zona, right? Anyway, he told the grandfather, don't make any.
Oh, Pidyon.
Yeah, the grandfather.
She is the daughter of a Kohen. If she marries a
But she
Jew,
lost the
it's
kid.
not Pidyon haben.
That I did not know. She's a Kohen, so she becomes a Zonah. Now her child gets a pigeon.
No.
Yeah, this is okay.
Yes.
She is a daughter of a Kohen and she married a Jewish man. There would not be a Pidyon because her father is a Kohen. The minute she married a Goy, she had a relationship
She's
with a
no
Goy once.
longer a
She's
daughter.
no longer Kohen.
She's cut off from her.
So therefore,
But he's not in Israel.
He's a boy.
Pidyon Ben has to do with the female. The firstborn child, a female, Chayav Pidyon Ben unless she is Levi or Kohen.
So she's still Jewish.
I'm the rabbi. I'm the rabbi in the little town.
So Rabbi Bar Chacham Baruch.
I know that this girl, Bat Cohen, had a boyfriend in college. They
Goy.
were living together.
The boy.
And Goy, and now she marries a guy. I say, I'm not making you a pidyon.
Okay, you're presenting it nice, but Chacham Ovadia has it printed תשובה on it.
That you don't.
תקשיב. An Israeli girl was not religious. She had a boyfriend. She was not careful. תשמע טוב. She became pregnant and she aborted the child.
So she had a
Now
previous.
she becomes religious.
She's no
She
longer
marries a
eligible.
religious guy. The first one is a boy. She didn't tell him. And the woman calls the rabbi. And she says to the rabbi, if I tell him now, he would go. I mean, as you said, everyone is sure. Where is the pidyon? Anyway, he has 5 pages, big. He says the only thing here.
Yeah, but they said,
Why? He says the only Avera, quote unquote, is 2 brachot לבטלה. של גלישה למצותה וצבענו הפדיון, הבן של חיינו. The party wants to make בכך. שחיינו, לא, זה אומר. most ראשונים בסדר, ברכה לבטלה. זה רמב"ם, ברבנן, עבור לבריות, ברכות לבטלה, this is in print, it's being used many times, don't worry.
Rabbi, I was out to dinner recently with a friend of mine, and I know there's this person you probably will know who married a Kohen who married a divorcee, an older man. The grandson, the son's son, is about to marry the daughter of a friend of mine, and we're out for dinner. And they mentioned, I know about it. They said to me, I think there's a problem with the father.
But did they have kids?
One second, no, they're just getting married. They're about to get married. The grandson is about to, the son's son. So I tell them, listen, I don't know the case, but I know the halacha is that the boy's fine, but he's not a kohen. I just want to know. I don't know this case, but I'm just telling you this is what I know.
he's a kohen, but he's
They said they asked a rabbi in Jersey. The rabbi says we don't punish the children for the sins of the father. I go, look,
that's woman of the
and they're
wall.
about to get married, about to get engaged.
No, but she had kids.
but
She
they're
had
allowed
kids with that wife.
She had a son, and this
No,
is
she
the
had
son.
kids with that wife.
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I thought that was the.
No, the son, and this is the son, the grandson.
Forgot the name. There is a rabbi, where is the shul? Clinton or something. He says to everyone, my father is a Kohen, I'm not. My father in Los Angeles married a חלוצה. הוא אומר בפירוש, אבא שלי כהן, ואני לא כהן, אבל כהן. רבי ביידה.
And also the original Rabbi Dweck.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
He says it himself. But he says
If you owe,
I
if
told
you owe.
all my kids.
No. And there was also a Rabbi Dweck who was also not a kohen.
And this,
But you realize, this Rabbi Beida, מה שמעניין, זה לא יהיה יסוד שהיא, אלא זה דאורייתא. הוא אומר, היא מרד לחלוצה. Father married a chalutza, woman.
I know.
This is a Yisud Rabbanan. Yisud Rabbanan, and Abba Pekan, he says, never said you can't tell him.
This is worse. This is worse. No, there's
But you see, you need to say it from the beginning, לא היה בושה. הוא מדבר על זה פתוח, הוא אומר, unfortunately, my father, he said it in a nice way. Father made a mistake, chalutza.
My father said
the rabbi said,
I couldn't understand the end. They told me this. I
there's nothing to understand.
I know what the rabbi meant by that. So I looked and said, maybe they didn't give me the whole thing the rabbi said, but they brought it up. I didn't bring it up, so I was afraid not to say something. As I said, I don't know the case, but this is the halacha. As you know,
Certain families.
and this kid, if they have a boy and whatever it is, this boy could need a
Of
pidyon.
course, of course.
It's difficult now. Some of the families, they're in the schools, you know.
No, being in the school.
No,
is
they're
not a
okay,
problem.
they're Jewish, they're just.
He knows what I'm talking about.
The schools are not the problem.
Can't send
The
an
problem is
Aliyah
that-
Kohen,
see,
don't have
if you are not,
pidyon.
if you are saying it in public, there's no problem.
He says it
My father told me, my father made a mistake. He didn't know. He married a chalutza.
No, there's cases where there should be.
Go back.
Rabbis give it to him.
Say something,
That's
not
my
say
father
something. I
always
try to be
said.
delicate.
Look a second and
Say, say
You
privately,
don't know.
maybe.
No, what
go
private?
back a
It wasn't like we
second.
just don't
You're
know.
like,
What is the point you're trying to, what is the point you're trying to make from the beginning? I'm still missing the Mizbach Adamah part. I know we digressed.
The point we were trying to say from the beginning is the Rambam is mechadesh, unlike the Ramban. The Rambam is mechadesh that all the mitzvot of Aaron, Mizbeach and Menorah are part of the mitzvah v'asur mikdash. The Ramban strongly disagrees. Says they are separate mitzvot. And the reason they are not listed is because when the Torah is telling us the avodah of the shulchan, which is to place lechem apanim on him once a week, yes, and the mitzvah of the menorah to light, this is the mitzvah. Remember, the Rambam is not listing it as a separate mitzvah. He says why? It's part of the Vasuli Mikdash. Ramban says each one is a mitzvah b'fnei atzma, but it's not listed as a mitzvah b'fnei atzma. Because as the Torah is telling me that once a week we have to put lech, as the Torah is telling me that twice a day according to the Rambam you have to light the menorah, this is the mitzvah by itself.
Said after the first generation. First generation.
Can you marry the daughter of a halal?
Can the Kohen marry the first generation? That's
First generation, no, that we said before.
first generation.
If she's his granddaughter, she could.
Which means the daughter of a divorcee and a Kohen cannot marry a Kohen.
Okay, but the granddaughter is okay.
Yes, if she married Israel, her granddaughter is fine. See, the females is easier.
That's one of the married Kohen.
But what's the problem? What's the problem with this, the first generation? I'm a Kohen.
No,
I'm
you
married
halal,
a
no,
girl.
no, תקשיב.
My kids follow me.
תקשיב. The first generation of a Kohen is the Mosiah, Halal and Halala. He opened the Chumash in Perashat.
No, okay, but
Wait.
she's not worse than the Israel.
Wait. Open Perashat Yamor. Open Perashat Yamor.
We've done this multiple times.
Perashat Yamor.
More, this is the Kohen Perashat.
672. Open page 672. Give him a Chumash. 672. It's a פרק כ"א in ויקרא. חכה, רגע, this is
This is Yom Kippur, isn't it? We don't keep
Yom Kippur is אחרי מות, this is the more. This is פרק כ"א.
Seems to me right.
בחללה לא ייקח, who is the woman? חללה, the daughter of a Kohen and a divorcee. Yes?
Okay.
Who is a zona? The Jewish girl that had a non-Jewish boyfriend, yes? Isha zona v'chalala. Look at the Rashi, please, Sammy, on the bottom left. Look at the Rashi. Like if she, the chalala, married a regular Jewish man, the daughter will be mutar to a Kohen.
Oh, if she marries a Kohen and continues.
If she married a Kohen,
This is
She has to
extreme.
marry a goy to
It's
a Jew.
Jewish.
But if she married a Kohen, her child will be Halana as well.
Right, if she marries a Kohen.
If she marries a Kohen, be Halana. Continues.
Daughter of a halal that marries a Kohen, their kids are also asur to a
Right,
Yeah.
halal is forever. Halala is only she. But if she marries a regular Israel, here, look at the Rashi. Shenolda min ha'pesulim. Like Rashi says.
That's real.
Rashi says חללה שנולדה מן הפסולים שבכהונה, כגון בת the daughter of אלמנה מכהן גדול, או בת גרושה, נשיא וחלוצה. This is Rabbi Beda. Rabbi Beda, his father married a חלוצה, so the sons and the daughter.
Why is it in parentheses?
אני לא יודע, זה שאלה יפה, you know what? באמת the answer? The real answer is זה מחלוקת רש"י, זה מחלוקת רש"י התוספות, בגיל מסכת מכות, יש חלוצה אסור מן התורה מדרבנן. רש"י says מן התורה, דרבנן, או בראשונים, בראשונים. The מחלוקת is if, but this is probably the two years out, רש"י לשיטתו, לא רש"י לשיטתו, אומר זה אסור מן התורה, אם זה בגיל במכות.
And what, no, I'm saying, Tosafot, why would you
Okay,
say
so
that?
it depends on you learn the Gemara. If you want, the Kohen, no, look at one pasuk חלוצה, סמי. חללה, לא, רש"י, parentheses חלוצה, which means a woman and her husband died without kids. She got the חלוצה, she married the Kohen. The Kohen הדיוט. וכן here, שנתחללה מן הכהונה על ידי ביאת אחד מן הפסולים לכהונה.
That's the definition of halala.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
So it can't get erased.
And then אפשר.
No, you marry Israel, it gets
Yeah, but
erased.
גמרנו, no, which means that as rabbis of the communities, if you know that the Kohen married the halala, you have to make sure that she marries a non-Kohen. This way at least, it doesn't continue. Look a second back in our parasha. This is a very important machloket Rashi and Ramban. You look at Perashat Terumah. Look a second in Perashat Terumah, on page 444. Larry, Bayus Perek Chafei, Pasuk Chet. Kechol asher, the Pasuk begins about, yeah. Kechol asher, 444 going to 446. Okay. Kechol asher ani mare otcha et tavnit hamishkan ואת תבנית כל כליו, וכן תעשו. מה זה וכן תעשו? Look at Rashi. Look at the Rashi. תעשו לדורות, for generations to come. Rashi gives you now the interpretation. אם יאבד אחד מן הכלים, if one of the כלים got lost, או כשתעשו לי כלי בית עולמים, when Shlomo is building the מקדש, כגון שולחנות, מנורות, כיורות, מכונות שעשה שלמה. Why is Rashi using plural שולחנות? Why is he using menorot? Because the Gemara says in Menachot that Shlomo built 12 menorot. The Gemara says Shlomo built 12 shulchanot. Because the space in Beit HaMikdash was much bigger than the space in the Mikdash. So shulchanot, menorot, ketavnit eilu ta'asu otam. Any menorah that Shlomo built had to be with the same, identical. The same is the shulchan. Okay? This is the way, remember, this is Rashi's interpretation to a pasuk. The Gemara only says, וכן תעשו לדורות. אומר רש"י, מה הפירוש? When Shlomo is building, it has to be identical. Comes the Ramban here, take the Ramban.
How come he leaves out the Aron? So you can only have one Aron forever?
Yofi, because the Aron was never duplicated. כולם שואלים את זה.
Correct. So wait a minute. So then why is the readings all through the two? Sometimes singular, sometimes it's plural. Why does it alternate between plural and singular?
So we mentioned, okay, but it's not for today, for tomorrow.
Okay. I'm reading it and it doesn't.
Listen carefully. In the mitzvah of the shulchan, even if your money or my money didn't go for that, it's fine, as long as we have the subtotal house. But the Aron, says the Ramban, the Torah wanted everyone to be a partner in the Aron.
And does the Aron cave? Do you have to have an Aron? Or if you don't have an Aron?
We'll see in a minute. Open the Ramban, Perashat Terumah. And this Ramban, give me the Ramban.
There's a snowflake that cancels.
Okay. Good. Which page is that here? Okay, page.
School because they worry about criticism. If the storm was a little more, then they get criticized. Better not to do than to have the criticism.
In the old days, it was 12 inches.
I know that. I know. Today, you're so worried about it being canceled.
It's a busha v'chapa. This is life. This is it. Anyway, look at the Ramban. Look at the Ramban on this pasuk. V'chein ta'asu. The Ramban is pasuk tet. Take it. Okay, look at the Ramban. I have to run. V'chein ta'asu ledorot. He copies the Rashi. אם יאבד אחד מן הכלים, או כשתעשו כלי בית עולמים, כגון שולחנות, מנורות, כיורות, he copies the Rashi. says the Ramban on Rashi, ולא ידעתי שיהיה זה אמת, שהתחייב שלמה לעשות כלי בית עולמים כתבנית אלו, ומזבח הנחושת, שלמה did 20 אמות. The Ramban is asking a very difficult question. If you read Sefer Melachim, the Kruvim, he made a double Kruvim. The Mizbeach, he made 4 times bigger. Obviously, says the Ramban, I don't know where Rashi is taking it. Say all the commentators, the chief told him. The Kushach Hazakal Rashi. Mr. Rashi tells me you have to always duplicate exactly. So the commentators who defend Rashi
She
say,
knows that she don't want
it's text. Them אומרים הכוונה, the shape and the proportion. Now decide, this is really the machlok.
Oh, relative.
What Rashi meant וכן תעשו לדורות is not if this mizbeach is 5 by 5 over there is 20 by 20, but the layers of the mizbeach, the proportion of the height compared to the width. Okay, tomorrow we'll go there. Anyway, Larry, and your question, Larry, look at the Ramban in Pasuk ועשית אהרון. Look at the Ramban in Pasuk Yud Yud Aleph ועשית ובאהרון כתיב ועשו. Yes? אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא יבואו הכל ויתעסקו באהרון שיזכו לתורה. שיתנדב כל אחד כלי זהב אחד לאהרון. Anyone has to feel connected to the Aron. I mean, this is a very famous Ramban. It's a very interesting Ramban. Have a nice day. I'll see you.
Have a great day, everybody.
Oh, זה שאלה